What is going on, guys? It is your boy Hollywood Steve. Welcome back to the Hollywood Steve Wrestling Podcast right here on YouTube, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that bell or ring that bell for notifications, guys. Make sure you guys comment and make sure that you guys share. Really helps out the podcast. All right, we're going to get into things, so grab your popcorn, guys. This is going to be an amazing analysis of Monday Night Raw from last night. So here we go. The first segment we had was we got some women's division chaos going on here. We kicked off Monday Night Raw. First, before we got into the women's division chaos, we kicked off Monday Night Raw with a recap of last week's battle where Jey Uso pinned Solo Sikoa. But soon after that, the video package rolled out. Stephanie Vaquer came charging to the ring with purpose. She had one target in mind, Liv Morgan. And Stephanie exchanged some words. You know, she had cut a nice little promo on Liv. And out comes Liv Morgan alongside Women's Intercontinental Champion Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, both flanking her on her left and on her right. Liv had the world title on her left. Liv had the Intercontinental Champion, like I said, on her left. The Women's Intercontinental Champion on her left, and Raquel Rodriguez on her right. And Liv has a few words for Stephanie. And then the beatdown ensues. Judgment Day immediately swarmed Vaquer, delivering a brutal 3-on-1 beatdown. But then a huge pop. Becky Lynch, the man, comes sprinting down the ramp, taking down Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne to make the save. Becky and Stephanie stood tall, but you could feel the tension as both women exchanged some choice words afterwards, and stared each other down. And this division is pure drama, guys. Pure drama. Excuse me. Pure drama. Absolute pure drama here, guys. All right, backstage we had some bloodline bumping into the megastar LA Knight. Jimmy and Jey Uso are outside Solo Sikoa's dressing room, convincing him it's time to talk to Roman Reigns and return to the family. As the Usos are escorting Solo toward Roman Reigns' private quarters, they run into LA Knight. Yeah. And LA Knight had a few things to say to the megastar, or they had a few things to say to the megastar. But Jey was way too hyped about getting Solo back into the bloodline fold to waste time. He just hustled Solo along past Knight, with Jimmy following right behind. Then we got our first match of the night. We got J.D. McDonough with Dirty Dom of Judgment Day taking on Javon Evans. And this was an awesome, fast-paced match, but the headline here is Javon Evans hitting the OG cutter to pin J.D. McDonough for a huge victory. But the story didn't end. And the story didn't end at the bell. Big Cass, who made his WWE return, ambushes Evans again post-match and flattens him with the East River Crossing, leaving Evans laying on the canvas. And as Evans is laying there, he grabs a microphone and asks Cross, "Is that all you have? Is that all you had? Is that all you got?" What incredible courage. I mean, after getting hit with the East River Crossing again, what a wow. Courage, Javon. Kid's got guts. Cass came right back on the apron. And even though Evans put up a heck of a fight, the 7-footer overpowers him. Dirty Dom delivers a cheap shot, sending Evans into the ring post. and Big Cass just stares a hole through Evans both before walking away. All right, then we got some tournament hype and lucha action in the next segment, guys. The next match of the night. This is so cool. Backstage, we catch Rey Mysterio warming up in his locker room ahead of his massive Intercontinental Championship match against the Intercontinental Champion Chad Gable. Then we get a recap of La Parka advancing in the World Championship tournament to set up a showdown with Roman Reigns in Mexico City. And following that, video promos air for AAA Cruiserweight Champion Rey Fenix and El Fiscal before they square off. All right, guys, it's match time. We got Rey Fenix taking on El Fiscal in tournament action. Both luchadors brought incredible back and forth high flying action. Fenix hits his signature goodbye amigo kick followed by a high cross body. But coming out of the break, El Fiscal went for a tombstone piledriver, which, as Michael Cole pointed out in commentary, is banned in Mexico, which I did not know that. But it's illegal to use in the United States, in the U.S. in wrestling, but wrestling in Mexico, you can't use the pile driver. But Rey Fenix counters and hits the Mexican Muscle Buster for the 1-2-3. Phoenix advances to take the winner of Dragon Lee versus El Hijo del Wagner Jr. later on in the night. Then we got Sol Ruca taking on Lyra Valkyria. Sol Ruca went toe-to-toe with Lyra here. This was a hard-hitting contest, but Sol Ruca hit the signature Soul Snatcher out of nowhere to secure the victory. Sol continues to prove why she's on one of the brightest rising stars in the business. And then we got some more Bloodline stuff going on, Bloodline tease backstage. Right after that match, Jay and Jimmy walk up to Jacob Fatu backstage. Jay looks at Jacob dead in the eye and boasts that he did something that Jacob couldn't do. Beat Solo Sikoa. And on top of beating him, he was going to be the one to now he's going to be the one to deliver Solo to the tribal chief. And a few little choice words were exchanged there. The tension backstage is reaching its boiling point between Jacob and Jay, guys. I don't think Jacob's going to last long in the Bloodline. That's just my opinion, but that's one guy's opinion. But I digress. All right. Next, we had the Vision Braun Breaker and Obafemi confrontation. Coming back out of the commercial break, and a shout out to the Buffalo Bills in attendance. Kathy Kelly is backstage with the Vision, minus Paul Heyman, mind you, which I thought was very interesting. Logan Paul makes it clear anybody stepping up to the Vision is getting put down. Austin Theory adds his thoughts, but Braun Breaker steps up saying he'll do his talking face to face with Obafemi, because Braun was labeled the new face or the future of WWE. And now that moniker, that label is being put on Oba, and it's not sitting well with one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions. So Braun walks out, calls Oba out. Enter Paul Heyman. Braun confronts Heyman directly. He says, "Tell me who the future of WWE is. Is it Braun? Is it me? Or is it Oba?" But before Heyman can answer, Obafemi's music hits. The King of the Ring makes his grand entrance to the ring to face Breaker. Both men exchange brutal verbal barbs and are ready to throw hands right there. Braun's like, "Let's quit talking. Let's do this thing right here, right now, tonight." But Paul Heyman steps in. Heyman announces that this clash to determine the future of WWE is officially set for Sunday night's main event, or Saturday night's main event, but it's on Sunday next month. I can't remember the date, but in Atlanta, Georgia, Braun Breaker's hometown, it's going to be Braun Breaker taking on Obafemi to see who the future of WWE is. And Heyman shakes both men's hands, leaving Braun staring in confusion and pure rage. And yeah, I will say rage because Braun looked like he wanted to kill Paul Heyman. And that's not good. That is not good. So it's going to be interesting to see where Paul Heyman lies in all this too, because, Paul Heyman is Obafemi going to be a Paul Heyman guy now? Is Paul Heyman going to align himself with Oba? Or is Braun going to prove himself and prove that he is the future of WWE? And so it's going to be really interesting to see where Mr. Heyman lies in all of this. Then we got, before our main event, before the Dragon Lee El Hijo del Wagner Jr. match, our second match in the tournament to see who will be taking on the Tribal Chief for the World Heavyweight Championship in Mexico City next month. We had Chad Gable warming up backstage, and then it was back to the World Championship tournament. Dragon Lee taking on El Hijo del Wagner Jr. And going into the break, Wagner Jr. was in total control. Coming out of the ad break, though, Dragon Lee fights back, catching Wagner on the apron and throwing him back into the ring for a stunning frog splash for a 2 count. Wagner tries for the Wagner driver, but Dragon Lee counters into Operation Dragon for the pinfall and the victory. Dragon Lee advances. Dragon Lee's going to advance to face Rey Fenix in the next round next week. And next week, if you guys are in San Diego, if you guys are in California on the Pacific time zone, Monday Night Raw airs at 3 p.m. on Monday next week, and 6 o'clock on the East Coast. So if you guys are on the West Coast, 3 o'clock Monday Night Raw on Netflix. It's going to be really good. All right, then we got Chad Gable defending his IC championship against the Hall of Famer, the WWE Hall of Famer, the AAA Hall of Famer, and AAA General Manager Rey Mysterio. The match starts out slow with Chad Gable utilizing his technical grappling to grind Rey down here, but Mysterio picks up the pace. Outside the ring, both men exchange blows before Gable gets set into the post. But back in the ring, Gable slows things down again with painful submissions. Rey fights back with an unbelievable moonsault into a suplex for a razor-thin 2 count. He follows up with the Tornado DDT, and Gable follows up with the Tornado DDT and a flying headbutt. But Gable refuses to, Rey refuses to stay down. Not Chad Gable. Even Gable too. Gable refused to stay down, but Rey refuses to stay down. Gable recovers and gets Rey in multiple ankle locks, but gets the roll up for the win. An instant classic. And after the bell, an incredible sign of respect. Rey Mysterio takes the belt and personally wraps the belt around the waist of Chad Gable. This was an absolutely classic match. This is going to go down as one of the greatest matches in WWE. This is going to go down as a instant classic. All right, now we come to the big thing of the night, the big segment of the night, guys. The shocking Bloodline finale. So to close out Monday Night Raw, Jacob Fatu accompanies World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns to the ring as they wait for Jey Uso to bring out Solo Sikoa to the Tribal Chief. Jimmy and Jey bring Solo out, but Solo looks absolutely miserable. And he looks ticked off at the same time. Roman looks at Solo with pure anger and disgust, showing Solo he needs to acknowledge Roman as the Tribal Chief. Suddenly, Jacob Fatu super kicks Solo Sikoa. Fatu locks Solo in the Tongan death grip, and you hear Roman tell Jacob that that's enough. Roman addresses Jimmy and Jey as his captains, again handing them their own ulafalas, which are black. But as they step towards Solo, LA Knight's music hits. Yeah. Knight charges out, but instead of taking out LA Knight with a Samoan spike, Solo hits Roman Reigns with the super kick instead. Solo lays out Jimmy and Jey while Jacob Fatu just stands by as LA Knight eggs him on. And Raw ends in total shock with LA Knight and Solo Sikoa walking up the ramp together, united in destruction. Wow. So Solo, I don't think Solo's going to be part of the Bloodline. I don't think Solo is going to be part of the Bloodline anymore. But we shall see. So this was, wow, what an explosive and night of professional wrestling. From tournament classics to the shocking collapse of the Bloodline, Monday Night Raw definitely delivered. And guys, remember, this is Hollywood Steve, and remember, when you're Hollywood Steve, not only are you awesome, but you're just too sweet.